Here we are. Let's have red for the Viper once again, blue for Overtaken, and for game number 3, we'll see Overtaken play with Byzantines and the Viper play with Portuguese. Taking on the civilization that Overtaken made use of in the previous one, now Viper's going to have his chance of utilizing them. Overtaken instead with Byzantines will have a very strong civilization, especially for hybrid or water maps too, right? So with Byzantines, Overtaken is going to get 25% cheaper skirmishers, spearline units, camel rider units as well, all the counter unit types. We'll see for Byzantines a 25% discount, 33% discount rather, to go up to the Imperial Age. In addition to what else do we get for Byzantines? We're going to have free town watch, free town patrol. They get on top of that 25% faster attacking fire line ships, so fire galleys, fire ships, and fast fire ships are fantastic for Byzantines. And I would say for the most part, that's probably the most important stuff. Meanwhile, for the Viper playing with Portuguese, he gets 20% extra HP on Navy units. He gets a 10% extra HP, sorry, on Navy units. He gets a 20% gold discount on military units, so going for water is going to be cheaper for him, mind you. It's going to have higher HP units too, so that's great, versus faster attacking for Overtaken. And then we also get faster research and upgrades for Portuguese, and for the team bonus, that's going to be for team games specifically, with shared vision for free available to all the team members from the get-go, but that's about it. Anyway, this is one of probably the most interesting maps, I guess, for the map pool, as players will begin with 1 TC on each island, which means that they are going to be facing their opponents on 2 separate islands at the same time. We are still some ways off from the players clicking out to the fuel H, so we can take a look at the matchup a little bit more. Portuguese will be very strong on water because of the reasons we just laid, but they are not going to be so strong that they'll easily take on the Byzantines. So this could potentially go the way Overtaken, especially if he manages to get a substantial lead, kind of like what he got in the previous one, right? However, on land it's going to be a little bit harder, as Byzantines do have a very, very strong land army towards the later stages of the game as well. So I guess it's going to be a matter of getting an advantage on water for Overtaken as early as possible, so that he prevents the Viper from getting too far ahead on land in later stages of the game. Or actually the other way around, sorry, the Viper trying to get a lead on water before Overtaken gets a lead on land in later stages of the game. So yeah, we are getting close to the players having almost enough villagers, almost enough workers to click out to the fuel H, and have enough resources come in to click out to the castle H right away afterwards. Here we are. Nice. So far, neck and neck. You're probably expecting this to be the case, but the Viper is getting housed though. Very unlike him. Here we go. Arcade. Oh, sorry, the Lumber Camp's coming up for the Viper, but he started pulling behind already. He's got a little bit of extra TC time. He was housed a little bit longer, so I guess he probably got a little bit of extra dog time. Although, to be fair, he's also the only player going for more than 4 fishing ships. Seems like the Viper might be able to click out to the fuel H a little bit earlier. We'll see. But you gotta keep in mind that going up to the fuel H faster is going to result in a smaller economy compared to your opponent. So The Viper would have to get a lead on water by getting up to the fuel age faster and getting a head start in Navy production for that to kind of compensate for the lack of economy, right? Compared to your opponent if they are going up a little bit later. Now, in the end, it's going to be very close for both players. In the end, it's just going to be a 9-second lead or so for the Viper, so negligible. And because of the extra LTC time he got, in the end, the village count is about the same for both players, as the Viper did go for extra fishing ships compared to Overtaken. This is also extra economy that's a little bit more exposed for the Viper. If he ends up losing some of the fishing ships over here, which he gonna garrison, right? That'll be tragic for him, so he definitely wants to try and get as much water control as possible early on. Interestingly enough, the Viper's got an exposed villager over there, and Overtaken is not realizing. Because the Viper ended up fighting against a crocodile over here, Overtaken would have been able to get that villager pretty easily, but he's not finding it, and Overtaken still just roaming around the scout. As both players hit the fuel age, we'll see Navy production come out from both, and the Viper is going for 2 fire galleys, and so is Overtaken. So who will be the first player to go up to the castle age? It seems to me like it should be Overtaken for sure, the bull player. So I guess we'll see, we'll find out. There we go. Nice. Beautiful push over here from Overtaken, and Viper should be able to defend himself now. Overtaken's going after the castle age earlier as expected. Oh, he's trying to get a villager, and the Viper, he is paying attention over here, notice. Yeah, he's bringing the villager down the south, but he's going to lose it, then Overtaken gets a villager down over here. Seems like he ends up getting the better end of the deal on water, as well as he pushes the Viper's fire galley away from here. What is going on? The Viper's struggling big time. He's trying to juggle his economy to go out to the castle age, but so far, so good for Overtaken. Notice as well that he's taken 2 villagers while the Viper's lost 3. So that means that the bull player has taken a few losses over here. At the very least, 1 loss to Gaia earlier in the game as well. So things are looking good for Overtaken here. This is very interesting. That was not the best unit control for the bull player, mind you. But he's going to be in the castle age so much earlier. He's going for the walls on the left-hand side island already. Kind of makes me wonder if he's going to try to put pressure from the right-hand side island, perhaps. But he does not have any military buildings over here. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, he doesn't really have any military buildings either. So it seems like he's going to try to go for full water control. Yeah, he's got 3 docks right now to produce from. He's going for the 4th dock. And there's the war galley upgrade coming out for Overtaken. Fantastic. Oh, the demolition route! That is a good shot from the Viper. And he gets another great shot over there. Still 50 seconds away from the castle age, so he's got to be careful. That was not good unit control for Overtaken once again. The Viper's actually getting away with murder over here. There is no way he should be getting a hit on water. So he doesn't end up getting cleaned up over here. Now Overtaken, this is his opportunity. He can go after the docks. If he can take the docks down and strike the Viper from his production potential, that'll be great. Now the Viper ends up trading 2 demolition rafts for 2 fire ships, which is great. And Overtaken's gonna try and prevent the Viper from dropping a castle. The red player is being collecting stone. And Overtaken's probably realizing about the villagers coming over here. So he's just going to bring a bunch of villagers over to try and fight the Viper off. And this is really bad for the red player. If Overtaken sends one villager over and finishes the walls up over here, and he is going to, with the villager that he had outside the walls already, he'll be able to prevent the Viper from moving the villagers away from inside Overtaken's base again, which means now the blue player with a defender's advantage is going to prevent the Viper from dropping a castle, and he's going to prevent the Viper from escaping over here as well. So this is really good. Ideally, Overtaken would want to go for a stable so that he can go for a knight and take these villagers down more effectively. Otherwise, he's just going to keep on chasing the villagers forever. On water, the Viper ends up getting cleaned up once again. He's got still FLH Navy units, no War Galley upgrade at all, and it seems like the Viper's actually once again getting away with murder over here, getting a village down from Overtaken, make that 2 villages going down for the blue player. Not quite. But just the 1 villager going down over here is nothing short of amazing to see from the Viper. Who, by the way, is trying to get the castle up over here. Won't be able to do it. The castle is on 227 HP. And the villager from the Viper manages to get the walls up over here. But guess what? Overtaken's got enough resources to go for a counter castle himself. So he tries to go for it. And the Viper, with a villager stepping on top of the foundation, will prevent the castle from being placed right away. But in the end, Overtaken should be able to get the castle up over here before the Viper, so the Viper bails from here, and Overtaken is just going to commit to the castle by the looks of it, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Yeah, I just gotta make sure that the Viper is unable to get a castle up at all. And there we go. It seems like the Viper is getting clapped this game. This has been really well played from Overtaken. Wow, what a performance. This set is absolutely amazing. And we are only 3 games into it. That's the Viper calls it GG. Overtaken 2, the Viper 1. Taking game number 4, and it was always going to be match point, but now this is probably not what you're expecting to see. Overtaken 2, the Viper 1. Game number 4. Could be the last one of the series. Sorry about that. Let's take a look at the stats. And we'll take a look at it in a moment. For the time being, and taking a look at the achievements, we see that for military, it's looking better for Overtaken by quite a lot. He gets almost a 5-to-2 KD ratio, while for economy, he does end up collecting close to 3,000 extra resources. For society, he does end up getting a much higher work account towards the end. You can see that he had a lot of extra workers over here compared to the Viper, and it was just going to keep on getting better and better for the blue player so far. So what a great set. The only way back for the Viper. And this set is going to be a clutch in games 4 and 5. So we'll see what we get.